This is a coop that I built over 2020, so it's I'm an engineer and I had a lot of time on my hands, so it is totally overbuilt. But what I have found is my normal chickens don't really care to go in there, so I have been using it for the chicks that we hatch. So we hatch them inside, and I've got a tub I put them in with one of these heat lamps on it, and then after usually I leave them in about 3 days and I bring them out here. It is quite cold here in Georgia, so I have 2 lamps pointed pretty dang close to the ground, and to get the right heat. Unfortunately, one of these lights weren't working correctly, and they probably did pile up together, and they smushed some chicks. So if they need more warmth or they're nervous or whatever, they will get together like this. Anyway, I got redundant lights because 1 is none and 2 is 1. And then I've got them with an assorted amount of food, some mealworms, which is just these flock party mealworms, which they tend to love and have a lot of protein to them. I usually put out one of these trays so that they can dip their head in. Oh, shoot. They can dip their head into it. But I want them getting used to eating out of this guy because that's what I'll feed them out of for the majority of their days in this coop. They'll stay here for, I don't know, about 60 days or maybe 30 days. I'm gonna have to see how big they get, how many of them make it. Not all of them always make it. It's just how it works. They're pretty well secured in here. I've got chicken wire over all of the, not chicken wire, but mesh wire all over all the windows, and the windows are shut. And so it's not very drafty, but it is airy. Got tall ceilings, which has some vents on the side, so there's a lot of ventilation, so they're never gonna get in trouble with too much toxic poop smell or whatever, and they won't be in here long enough to really generate that. I do usually leave the food in the coop. They're not gonna get into it, and this guy's pretty well secured with latches and such, so got all these latches all over the place, so nobody, rats and mice and critters, never get in there. Eventually, my plan is to move them over to this coop right here that I bought at a local feed and seed, and then put walls on it and painted it and did a little bit extra like that auto door. So I've got heat set up in there. Once they're big enough and they've got some of their down feathers, I'll move them over there, and then I'll repeat the process. I usually would do these maybe every 30 to 45 days, keep some chicks rotating, but I think I'm gonna slow that down and maybe do it every 60 days and have a little longer process and make sure I dial it in. Like I said, it's a bit cold here in Georgia, but the normal chickens don't need any heat. These guys, they're only, I don't know, 4 days old, so they need lots of heat and they've got lots of space, so they'll live a good life. If you notice in the back, I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chickens that aren't black, so the other, I don't know, 30, 20 are black. When you free range them, the black chicks or chickens seem to make it longer. My guess is that they look like crows, and hawks don't like crows. And I don't know about the coyotes. We got a Great Pyrenees, so he's been keeping away coyotes. We haven't been hit by them, but that's a usual thing for us. So having a guard dog or a livestock guardian dog is a great thing. Anyway, this is our setup. I do use these solar charged, battery powered, motion sensitive lights to let me know if there's stuff outside. I got them set up all over the place, so if a coyote comes out or anything else in the middle of the night, it'll let me know. If I'm looking, my bathroom window happens to look right out this area, so I can see the lights flash on and off. All right, if you got any questions, let me know. Happy to help.